Hey guys, it's Ep25 and welcome back to episode 25 of my Burnley career mode. Now today's episode, some massive games for us to play. The first game is against Chelsea, then in 3 days time, big game against Marseille to play in the group stage of the Champions League. And then 4 or 5 days after that, it's got a game again back in the league, this time against Manchester United as well. So plenty of fixtures to play, 3 big games, all to play in just a week. So lots to do in today's episode, looking forward to it. We are going to quickly take a look at these emails I've got from some of my players. Ben Mee's happy, Barnes isn't happy, and neither is Lewis Cook. Both of them want to leave in the next transfer window. We'll see about that. I think they probably will end up leaving if we can get them out the door at a reasonable offer. Before we go any further though into today's episode, if we could try and hit 50 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead, click that subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Let's crack on things. Let's take a look at the team going to put out for this game against Chelsea. Quite a strong side, although I have had to make a few changes because we played quite recently. We are going to go to the 4-4-2 formation. Pope, Vidal, Tarkowski, Evans and Taylor at the back, with Gudmundsson, Ndidi, Wilshere and Kennedy in midfield. Wood and Jota start up front, and I'm going to see what that partnership works out like. I'm hoping those two are going to complement each other, obviously with Jota's pace and Chris Wood's height. Let's go with it. Let's see how it works out. We're currently 5th in the league, 16 points from 9 games. Not too bad. If we win here, then a good chance that we're going to go into the top 4. Okay, let's go with this game at Turf Moor for a big match against Chelsea here. We'll wait and see how we get on against them. I imagine they've made a few changes, so I'll be interested to see what they've done with the team. Kante is going to be in midfield. He's going to be competing against Ndidi in this match, so I'm really curious to see who comes out on top in that position of the pitch. Edin Dzeko playing up front as well is going to make things tough for us in the air. So it's going to be an interesting game, this one. Chance, and Chelsea taking the lead. Willian scores, it's 1-0. It's not a good start. It's literally the first shot that either team have had. 7 minutes in, we've not closed him down properly enough. He's been allowed to take the shot, and he's got the quality to finish from there, and he does. Great strike from Willian, but we should really sort that one out much quicker. Kante plays the pass into him. We should have intercepted him there. Then we should have intercepted Willian, and we just don't do it quickly enough. He scores, losing the game. Big chance, Willian. Should be 2-0. Should have been his second of the game, just 10 minutes later. However allowed that to happen, I'm not really too sure. Tarkowski, for some reason, decides to come out of defence for a brief split second. It allows Willian through, and it's a really bizarre bit of defending. Luckily, the finish is put wide. At the moment, it looks like we're trying to sabotage ourselves. It's not going too well for us. Good bit of play here. Jota with a good chance. Going to cut inside, and it was read far too easily by the defender. Good chance, really good chance, but just didn't think I could accelerate away from him, so I tried to cut in, and he read that as well. Go on, Chris Wood. Go on. Oh, save by Courtois. Well, play Chris Wood. Fantastic. And until he shoots, it was an incredible run, was that, from Chris Wood. For such a big player to manoeuvre like he did, and then sort of crashing back down to earth again with the reality that is Chris Wood with that shot. Chris Wood over the top there. Look for Gudmundsson. Chest down. Can he find Chris Wood again? Jack Wilshere on the volley. Straight at Courtois. Has our best chance of the first half so far, which tells you a lot really, because it's a bit of a half chance. It's half time now as well, losing the game 1-0 still, not really having loads of chances, not really flooding their goal or anything like that. Chelsea the better team, and quite rightly just edging it in terms of the scoreline right now. Go on, Jota driving forward on his left foot, good save by Courtois, will win as a corner. Good start to the second half, we need more of those sort of shots. Ideally they find the back of the net though. Jack Wilshere to deliver, and Ndidi heads back into an awkward position. Still got it here through Kennedy, who's going to shoot, and it's not a bad strike. Saved again though. Big chance, 2-0. Chelsea's first shot of the second half, and they doubled their lead. It's really a little bit harsh on us, is that, because we have just about edged it in the second half, because Chelsea haven't really done anything in the second half. So it's harsh on us for them to score a second goal like that, but they have. And they've just got a little bit stronger in their sort of clinch on this game, which is a bit frustrating for us. I was hoping to try and get back in this match, but we've fallen further behind somehow. Ball into Gudmundsson. Wow, that was fantastic play. It's 2-1. And we pulled a goal back as quickly as that. Incredible. Straight from kick-off. Really good run. Fantastic pass, though, to find him. It's 2-1 now. 20 minutes left. We're going to make some changes. First 2 changes, Wellington and Vokes to come on. We'll take off Chris Wood and Kennedy. Just change things up a little bit. See what sort of response we get in the final 20. Chance to Mahrez off the post. Followed up. And it's 3-1. It's painful to watch as that, because that's a really poor mistake from us. Really bad mistake. We've just handed them the third goal on a plate there. It's a goal kick. We throw it out here. Wellington then just a pass, just panics. It's a panic pass, is that. straight on a plate to them. From this point, we should win it back, by the way. We should get into Mahrez, we should win that back. We don't. Finds a way through, gets the shot, hits the post, followed up. Yeah, it's really frustrating. We've lost this game now, 10 minutes to go, but we should have got something from this match. I'm not saying a win necessarily, but we should have got something, and we've really thrown it away. Charlie Taylor comes forward here and shoots, saved by Courtois. And it's those sort of shots that we've been relying on really in this game, which is never good. Goodmanson to deliver here. Evans for a flick on maybe. Oh, headed out. Well, that's it. That game's over. Lost the match 3-1, really disappointed by that. We're never expected to beat Chelsea though, we've got to make that very, very clear. Chelsea are always expected to beat us, given the team they have out, but we should have done something from that, and I think in the last season we probably would have got something from that game. This season though, we have had a poor start to the season, and consequently we've been getting results like this, where we haven't really maximised our potential, and haven't really maximised the amount of points we should get from each game. And that's another example of that really. Dropped all 3 points there, could have really got a point from that game I feel, but threw it away really. Okay, this week we see Ward and Green go up in overall, fantastic news. Ward getting close to the 70 overall now. Lewis Cook I think has recently gone up to 80 overall as well, which is good to see. He continues his growth as well. You can see we've got a game against Marseille, a massive match as well. Look how tight it is in that group right now. Obviously there's 6 games we played in total, so we're only halfway through. Literally anyone could still go through at this point. It's ridiculously tight. We've got to try and string some wins together. We beat Atletico Madrid, and then since then we've drawn and lost in the group. So we've got to be careful we don't slip up in this match as well, but it's just in 3 days' time. Okay, that's this game now against Marseille. This is the team I'm going to go with. Yes, it's 2 at the back with Burnley. We're going to play a 2-5-1-2 type formation. We're going to go with that. Pope starts in goal. Amati and me at the back. Yes, trying to be a little bit different here. We'll see how it goes. This could heavily backfire, obviously. Bustos on the right, Taylor on the left, Loftus-Cheek and Didier Corp, and Wellington in midfield in the centre sort of positions, and then Ings and Jota starting up front. This is the bench: Johnny Evans, Wilshere, Cook, Roberts, Kennedy, Wood, and Vokes all on there. Let's go with things. Let's see how we get on. Could do with 3 points here. Well, yeah, we definitely could do with 3 points. We found ourselves in second. We want to try and qualify top. And let's just see how we get on with this interesting formation. Okay, let's crack on with this game at Turf Moor against Marseille. Let's see how we get on, try and get ourselves a big victory here. Very, very risky formation, but I love it. And that's the reason why I've gone for it. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully it's enough to break down this Marseille team and come away with a good 3 points here in the group stage. Let's wait and see. Dimitri Payet will be playing for them, of course. And so it's going to be a tough game. Well played, Loftus-Cheek. Let's get going, come on. 2 attackers playing this game. Danny Ings and Jota up front together. Ings runs into a bit of traffic. Go on. Very good chance here. That might be a goal. Cleared off the line. Oh, it was so close. It would have been very fluky, but that was a really good opportunity for us to take the lead here against Marseille. Sadly, though, the defender got back in time. Chance here for Germain. It's too easy for Marseille. They've scored. It's really poor, actually, from us there. We've all just dived in. And once he gets past you all when you've dived in, then it's pretty clear that he's just going to run through an empty sort of defence there. 3 players just allow that to happen too easily. Really disappointing. Conceded first once again. It's just not good enough. Simple as that. And yeah, we've got to improve. We really do, because we can't keep conceding first. Okay, so I'm not going to allow this to continue any longer. We are going to change formation slightly. Just the attacking players to go to a front 3 now. Just clearly not enough width, which is very surprising to me. The fullbacks haven't really done their job. They're supposed to get really high up the pitch, and they just haven't done that. So now we need to rely on these guys to try and stay forward, stay wide, and provide the width, which we just haven't got yet, which is really disappointing. And it's causing us problems in attack, because if you can't go forward, then you're going back to your defence again, and that's something that we can't really afford to do when you're playing 2 at the back. There's a big chance, and it's 2-0 now. This is what I mean, the changes haven't been able to be made quick enough, and so we're still suffering from the consequences of the previous formation. And yeah, it's really frustrating. If you don't get it right, then it just messes the whole thing up. If your attack isn't right, then you're not going to get the ball high enough up the pitch to protect your defence. And ultimately just haven't protected our defence properly, too open, and it's now 2-0. The game could be over at this point as well, so it's really annoying that that's happened. Half-time, lose the game 2-0. I'm so disappointed with that, it's rubbish. Did everybody forward, big chance, it's blocked. We're going to make a change very early on here. It's apparent to me who's the weak link really in this team. Loftus-Cheek, he looks drunk. It's ridiculous. We're going to take him off. Lewis Cook comes on to replace him. He's all over the place. Absolute shambles. Get him off the pitch. Jota to deliver into the box. And we are going to hope to try and connect that. Good Good save by Mandanda. Yeah, it's never a good one actually relying on Lewis Cook to come on and perform, considering he's not done that since he's arrived at the club. Jota, got to be able to outpace the defence, but there's nobody in the middle. This is the situation we're getting ourselves into whenever we attack. It's not good enough. You can't attack like this. Our team's all over the place. It's an absolute mess. I just don't know what's going on. There's just no positioning at all. I don't know whether it's me chopping and changing the formation that's doing this, but it shouldn't be like that. We've told them where to play on the pitch. They've just got to go do it. It's not that difficult. Chance of Danny Ings trying to be wiped out there, and the shot's wide, unfortunately. Would have been better to have gone down under that challenge, but he kept going and ended up with a terrible shot. We've made some changes to the team. I've not really mentioned it because we made that many that it's just becoming pointless now. I've gone with a 4-3 attack formation, and we'll just see whether that works in the final 20 minutes, but we're a long, long way off the pace here. I've actually no idea what formation they're playing, but they're playing it incredibly well. I wish we had a holding midfielder as good as theirs. We can't get the ball into our attacker at all. The holding midfielder's winning it every single time. Incredible performance. I think it's Sanson who's just sitting in front of the defence. We just can't get past him. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen a performance like that from a holding midfielder. And that's the reason why we can't really do anything here. 3-0. It's another one that's tough to take, is that, because it's not deserved. The last sort of 20 minutes, we've been much better. We've been the better team, and that's the only sort of chances we've really had to actually try and score. And then they sort of hit us with a third goal. Feels really difficult one to take again. But, you know, the game's already gone anyway, so let's just move on. That's it, we've lost the game 3-0. Really tough one to take. Let's move on. Not a good day at the office. The most frustrating part of that for me is that at not a single minute in that game did we ever look like getting anything from that match. That's the worst bit about it. Again, it's another situation where it's Marseille. We're a better team than us on paper, but I think last season, if we keep on comparing to last season, we had a very successful season. We would have got something from this game last season. We would have done something here. And I think the signing's just not been good enough, quite clearly. And it's getting to the point now where we're getting close to the point where, yeah, it's not looking good. It's looking like the season could really just fall off the edge of a cliff soon. We've got to bounce back against United. It's a big game, this one, to finish off today's episode. But this has been awful. This has been really, really bad. Okay, final game of today's episode against Man United in the league. Going right back to basics here. 5 at the back. 5-3-2 formation, a formation that we did play a lot in the first season. Pope starts in goal, Bustos, Evans, Tarkowski, Meat and Taylor at the back. Marty, Cork and Dide in midfield, Ings and Wood up front. Alvarez, Vidal, Wilshere, Goodmanson, Roberts, Jota and Vokes on the bench. Like I say, with this formation really stripping things back a lot here, with the simple sort of philosophy of if you can't defend, stick as many defenders at the back as possible and just focus on getting a clean sheet. Which is what we're going to try and do, but at the same time, I'll just take whatever sort of win I can get. We're going to try and bounce back. We need 3 points. It's as simple as that. If we lose this game, then we're obviously at risk of slipping even further down the league. Having said that, Leicester are sort of 5 points behind us, so we should be fine not to drop that much more. But let's go on with this game. We've got to try and beat them here. Need a big win. Okay, here we go. Old Trafford, massive match. Let's try and end today's episode with a really good performance, a big victory. It's going to be a tough game, but I think United might have put a slightly weaker team out, which has helped us. So there's certainly a chance, but we've just got to keep hold of the ball better, attack better, defend better, basically do everything better than we did last few games. Cork comes forward, the shot gets blocked early on. It's actually a really weak team, is this? It's a totally youth team, so I don't really know why they've done that, but it should hopefully benefit us. Look at that for a chip. Charlie Taylor heads back across. Chris Wood, oh, saved by Romero. It's not even David De Gea in goal. I think we found that last time in the cup game when we played against United. They changed the team then and they've done it again. They obviously don't rate us, and so that makes me more determined to try and beat them here. Well, I can't blame them, to be honest. We have been pretty bad the last few games. Good free kick opportunity here for Pereira. There's Carlos Eduardo over it as well. It's going to be hit over the bar. Danny Ings tries a cross. Oh, Chris Wood was in there as well. Big chance for us here, and again cleared away by United. Danny Ings trying to find Chris Wood. Big chance for Chris Wood. He scores. And I think this formation might be the one we stick with for a little while here. Chris Wood's looked more lively, more into it in this game. Danny Ings has as well. That partnership seems to be going a little bit better and reminded me a little bit of what we saw last season actually from those two. I think this might be the formation that we just stick with now rather than messing around every single game. The reason why I mess around every single game is because I get bored of things very, very easily, so I have to do that to keep myself sort of entertained, I suppose. But this seems to be the formation that's going to work best for us at the moment. So we have scored here, and it's deserved as well. We have been the better team. Corner here before half-time. We've been the better team, but we've got to make sure we defend until we go into the half-time break, and we cleared it away. Chris Wood will chest that down, and maybe a chance for an attack if the ref allows it. Don't know if he will. We're still going here through Danny Ings. It's a great run, showing a lot of pace and a lot of energy. Holds off the defender for now, but unfortunately, Poole wins it. That's how the first half finishes. 1-0 still. Very positive first half, actually. Really, really strong performance. Deservedly find ourselves in front, and a lot more optimistic now about how things are going, considering how we've played here. Chris Wood over to Bustos. Fantastic run. We need to see more of this. Bustos running through. Oh, that should have been a second goal. That really should have been a second goal. That would have been perfect if that had gone in. Just over 20 minutes left. Sanchez has been brought on now because United have realised that they're lacking a bit of quality. Headed away from the corner, which is good, and I'm tempted to look at the bench. Okay, first two changes, Vidal and Jota to come on. We'll take off Danny Ings and Charlie Taylor. Bustos going to go play as a left back now. Vidal going to play as a right back for the final 20 minutes. Trying to keep things fresh if we can in our attack and defence, so that's what I've decided to do. Big chance here for Chris Wood. Straight to the keeper. I couldn't decide which side to go at that time. Cork will deliver. Chris Wood looks for a flick on. It's going to be easily saved. Bustos coming at the left-hand side here. Chance for a still. Oh, absolutely wiped out. It's inside the penalty area, I think, as well. Referee, I'm pretty sure, has pointed to the spot there. And that'll be a penalty, I think. 5 minutes left of this game. Not going to celebrate too much, because I don't actually know for sure, but it looks like it's inside, yes. Come on, Chris Wood. Scoreless, please. Put the game to bed. 5 minutes to go. Chris Wood hits the post. Oh my god, doesn't even react to the rebound. He just stands still. Still remains 1-0. Look for Chris Wood again. That's more like it. Make up for it. That'll do. 2-0. Chris Wood smashes it home, and we've doubled our lead. Didn't need the penalty anyway, so just a little ball over the top. Plenty of pace from Chris Wood there, apparently. And goes through and smashes it home. Really good finish from him, to be fair. And we have done a great job, really, in this game. We've kept a clean sheet at the moment, anyway. Obviously, there's still 2 minutes to go, and I said that's something we had to do. That's why we went 5 at the back, to make sure we could keep a clean sheet. It helps you out massively to then just focus on scoring goals at the other end if possible. That's a great finish. Fantastic strike. 2-0, and it looks like we're going to get 3 points here, which is exactly what we needed. Corner for United, just before we end the game. Goalkeeper's come up for it, and it's literally one of the worst corners you can imagine, but they've still got it, to be fair, and we might create something from it here. Lukaku, no, let's get going. No, referee blows his whistle. Unfortunately, we won't get another goal, but we do get ourselves a 2-0 victory anyway. Really nice victory against United. Of course, it was a United youth team, that has to be pointed out. It's still a victory, still a clean sheet, and ultimately, a really, really good performance. So much better than the previous 2 games. And if we had lost this match, I was considering resigning if we'd lost this match. I was so close to doing it, but we put in a good performance. It just seems like there's light at the end of the tunnel a little bit for us here as well. So hopefully that's going to be the case going into next episode. We're going to stick with the 5 at the back. Keeps us solid. It keeps us looking more likely of getting a clean sheet, and just allows us to focus on going forward and scoring goals. So that's what we're going to do. Hopefully that's going to produce some better results for us. Very disappointing, obviously, the first 2 games, but much better with this final one. And that was pretty much everything for today's episode. That's where we'll end things here. Not too much more to be said. We will quickly take a look at the league table, though, just before we do end things. Okay, so as you can see, we've got up to 2nd place. I don't know what's going on here. Obviously, other teams have to play as well still, but we are looking in a much healthier position, and that's not actually that bad at all, is it? In front of Man United now, still 7 points away from Chelsea, who obviously beat us, and have got a game in hand as well, but still looking a little bit better than we were before. Considering we've had a really, really slow start to the season, I think everyone else is just as bad as us. So we've not ended up in too much of a bad position, really. But that is everything for today's episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 50 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.